We're back here on a weekend. That means we're working on a weekend like usual. This is Esports Xtra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, and entertainment. And Coach Larry here, CBS Sports Madden NFL, NBA 2K League. Good to be back here on a weekend right here with our television partners, BNC Black News Channel. Got a great show for you coming up here. Episode number 5. They brought us back for a 5th episode. We're talking NBA. All the free agency going on. We'll start with Melo, then we'll get throughout the rest of the league and talk about the rest of the association, all of the free agency frenzy that's been going on since Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about Steph Curry as well. Steph Curry, little dude, big pockets, richest contract in the NBA. We'll talk about that, and very deservedly so. We'll get into Carson Wentz. Wentz, I guess, when you're talking about pain, seems like he's always injured. I think, what is this now, 3 or 4 times in the last, 5 years? So we'll get into Carson Wentz. Going to miss at least probably the beginning of the year, potentially, with the Indianapolis Colts. We'll talk about the Bills. Could they be on the move from Buffalo to Texas? Really? Well, we'll talk about that coming up. We'll also get into Evander Kane and the allegations surrounding gambling, according to his wife. We'll talk about that. NBA 2K League playoffs live. In person, in studio, deep in the heart of Texas. We got our guy, OG King Kirk, talking about that. And then we'll get into the FAA. They want gamers to become air traffic controllers. They're trying to hire like 4,000 to 5,000 people, pay them pretty good money too. There's some symmetry there. There's some synergy there between the FAA air traffic controllers and gamers. Let's go ahead and bring in our co-host for the day. We got the Broskies, all 5 of us today. There is Brandon Bill, former Bengals linebacker, Penn State University, Nittany Lion captain. B, what's up, dude?
What's going on, Larry? Glad to be back. Get this show on the road.
Let's go, man. That's my guy. Get it started. You know how we roll. D-Dubs, Durham Warrell, Karnewski, right?
Canarsie, man. Brooklyn.
What is that? Stuyvesant? What is that?
That's Bedford-Stuyvesant.
But
not Iverson's sister, though.
Okay, the Bed-Stuy, we got you. Not too far down the road in Brooklyn. Actually, it's not in Brooklyn. Where you at, OG? You flying with them Dayton Flyers? You in Brooklyn? Where you at?
Yeah, I'm flying with them Dayton Flyers. I'm in Dayton, Ohio.
OHIO, Snoopy, hang on. I got you. Hey, Willie, what's up, baby? DFW, man, with that baby face. Talk to me. Former Phoenix Sun Scout, Boston Red Sox, Nike, all that good stuff all around. Good guy, basically. What's up?
We out here, man. So you might have to carry us like a certain someone did in the versus battle, but
I heard it was pretty bad. There was a Dipset and who else?
Locks.
The Locks.
Okay, the Locks. Locked them up, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get into that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started right here. Esports Xtra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, and culture and entertainment as well. Carmelo Anthony joining the Los Angeles Lakers. Remember, we saw LeBron and Carmelo on the boat, right? The banana boat. Everybody's won a title on the banana boat. D-Wade, LeBron, Chris Paul went to the finals. Everybody's been to the finals except this young man, Carmelo Anthony. The Lakers are going to be old next year, guys. We're talking, I think I looked on the roster, 9 or 10 guys, at least 32. Do you love the fit of Carmelo playing with the Lakers? I love the fact he's going to play with the Lakers. But, man, I'm worried if half the team will be there come playoff time. Let's start with you, Brandon Bill. You actually got paid a paycheck to play professionally. What do you think about the addition of Melo? Stay mellow, baby, out there in La La Land.
Yes, the real Melo. You know, I like the pickup. I wish they could have done it maybe 10 years ago, but I think Melo is still, gonna have to come off the bench for them. I don't see him being a starter to really make a long run.
I don't know. I think he might be a starter. That's the thing. Right now, I mean, at the 4th position, I'm probably with you on that, but at the 4th position, D-Dubs, I mean, who are you going to go? You got to go AD and Melo, right? Yeah. Right now, as we speak.
Man, these guys, all these guys are old. I don't see them playing 82 games. Melo, he's a small forward. I mean, if you put Davis at the 5 and LeBron play 4, but LeBron really doesn't play with his back to the basket too often. You don't really see too much of that in his game. I think Camilo would be good 6-man coming off the bench, but I don't know who the starting 5 would be.
What do you think here, Carmelo? Mid-30s. He's what, 36 too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Heading out to LA play with your Fakers.
Well, look, it's a couple of things that Carmelo can do, right?
Mid-range, ISO. What else?
You got to appreciate the fact that a guy can score the ball without using the dribble, right? Gas steps, doing all those things. And when you got guys on the floor that can do that, it's always good to have guys that can capitalize and play what I like to say in a phone booth. He can do that. I also think he can get buckets on other teams' second units, which is what he's been demonstrated in Portland. I think he's going to be in the same role with the Lakers.
Do you see him being like he was in Portland? Shot pretty decently from three. Look, LeBron loves, likes, and needs spot-up shooters, right? That's where he thrives. Put him in the corner. Melo showed that he can do that. He shot 40% from three, averaged, I believe, 12, 13 points a game. This is Melo.
Yeah, that's why I kind of see him more at the 6-man role than anything. I mean, of course, you look at him being a starter. I mean, with the glamour that's going to be out there with him, LeBron, Westbrook, and AD and everybody. But I think really what suits his game more now is being a 6-man, because when you look at defensively, it's a whole nother makeup with that crew.
We'll see about the Lakers. Look, they look good on paper. I think this is a team that you don't want to play in the playoffs, but the regular season, there will be challenges. It's a veteran-laden group. We'll see. I'm with you, D-Dubs. I don't think they're going to win a title, but they're still going to be a tough out to beat 4 times. So we'll see about that. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back, continue the topic, the association. We'll continue talking about the NBA. NBA free agency underway. Who did well? Lonzo Ball to the Bulls. Kyle Lowry going down to the Heatles. Oladipo, bunch of players out there. Kemba Walker. And also the babyface assassin, Steph Curry. Over $200 million. This is his second $200 million contract. Oh, boy, he is living right. Steph Curry out there by the bank. We'll come back with more Esports Extra right here on PNC. Welcome back here to Esports Extra, working here on a weekend, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Larry Ridley here, CBS Sports, Madden, NFL, NBA 2K League, back here with a gaggle of bros here. Brandon Bill, former Bengals linebacker, Durham Will, fellow sportscaster, Antonio Williams, former Phoenix Suns scout, OG King Kurt, not so young, not so old either. He's just middle-aged King Kurt, head coach and GM of the Brooklyn Nets. OG, we'll start with you. NBA free agency, it started this weekend, Sunday, going into midnight, into Monday morning. Guys that had, options had to declare they're going to basically, opt in or opt out. They did that. And then Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern began the free agency window being open. We saw that Kawhi and Chris Paul opted out of their one-year deals that they have left with their teams, or they have the opt-out clause in their contract. They did that. Chris Paul is staying. We'll find out about Kawhi. Looks like he'll probably stay. That's been most of the reporting that I've seen from ESPN and other places, TNT and our guys at CBS. Your thoughts here, OG King Kurt. Who has won free agency so far? I like the Bullies and I love the Heatles. Who do you like?
Yeah, I have to go to Miami Heat. For mine, I think they did a great job in balancing out in every position. They were already good. I think one key, re-signing with Duncan Robinson was huge. He got paid. A specialist sniper. He's done a phenomenal job for them. But picking up Lowry, I think is a bonus for them. Jimmy Butler no longer has to, feel like he has to shoulder the load and do everything. And I just think they're going to be good. The other Chicago Bulls, I think they might make a resurgence in the East as well with what they did, and they didn't have to lose. They didn't have to lose anybody to pick up everybody that they got. So I think that's going to help them because they have bigs. That's something that I'm waiting on to see if we can bring to Brooklyn. Is we need some bangers. Everybody and they're big guys and picking up small forwards and shooting guards and point guards. And I think that's really. The Bucks showed the recipe with old school basketball. You have to play on the perimeter to win. And I think that's going to be key. So I think the Heat and the Bulls did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, the Bulls also got DeRozan out there. Melo going to the Lakers, Dwight. Kemba going to the Knicks. Lowry, we talked about him. Oladipo, Lonzo. You look at John Collins staying with the Atlanta Hawks. Enes Kanter going back to Boston. Chris Paul, we talked about DeRozan. Antonio Williams, your NBA mind. Put it to use here. Who do you like?
All the teams that you guys named, like what they did. Really, like I'll say this is small move. I like to pay attention to the small moves. And I'm not saying this because that's our guy and he's with us here, but I like the fact that the Brooklyn Nets added Patty Mills.
Mills.
Nice move. Very, very nice move. Very nice move from.
Now, because you look at the Nets, they can flat out shoot. That's one thing can do is shoot it.
No question. And that's the thing. Everybody needs bigs, but we can't go in the lab and make bigs. So if you can't go in the lab and make bigs, we're going to make life so difficult on you on the perimeter that there's nothing that you can do about it. So I like that strategy as well. I'm kind of looking to see what Golden State does also too down the road. But in terms of trying to make life difficult on the perimeter for people, maybe there's a big acquisition coming. Who knows? But I really like what the Nets did, again, with those small signings. I know we have those big names and those teams that you all mentioned did really, really well. But I like the Nets adding Patty Mills because they beat out some other really good teams for him.
Brandon Bell, not hard to get free agents to come to South Beach. I used to work in Miami at the Fox station down there. It's an easy sale for old Riles. Who did you like?
Yeah, definitely like all these pickups. I love it because it's all in the East, and the East is really heating up for me. But the one specific team, I'll go with that man right there, John Collins.
Ooh.
I think that was big for the Atlanta Hawks to bring him back. They got that young core, made a big run this year. To many a surprise, but to those young guys, they're feisty, and I think he's part of that leadership because he's a little bit older by a few years. But I think that's big for the Hawks.
$100+ million for John Collins, self-made man, doing great things, playing the power forward position for the Hawks, a team that got to the conference finals. Derwin Worrell, talk to me. Who did you like out there during this NBA free agency frenzy going on with that window being open Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time?
Well, definitely the Heat did a good job, and some other teams did a good job. But I'm going to talk about a team that no one else is going to talk about, but a team that's dear to my heart.
Oh, boy.
The Knicks got Kemba
Walker for $8 million.
Come on, it's little steps, baby steps. They had to get a point guard, So I like that move. Hopefully, there's some other moves to come. But for the Knicks, the resurgence, they had a pretty good year. Went to the playoffs. The Garden was electric. You got to keep pushing forward, and Kemba Walker's the start. So hopefully they can get some more pieces, and the Knicks will be back in the playoffs again.
Good point. Look, needed a point guard. Got Derrick Rose. He's coming back. You got, $30-40 million? 3 years, 30+, almost $40 million for him. You got Kemba there. I want to see what some of the young guys can do. Elfrid Payton will say about that. You got Julius Randle. Brought back some other pieces as well. Don't know about the length on some of these guys. Alex Burke and all these guys, 3 years, $30 million. Not the end of the world, but I like what the Knicks did previously. 1-year deals, 2-year deals. But look, we'll get some Knickerbocker love here.
We need some shooters.
Yeah. Y'all need a little more than that. Quit acting like y'all on the cusp.
Listen,
get on the cusp, Darryl Worrell.
Come on, we're close. Come on.
How you gonna be close when you got a gentleman's sleeve? You ain't close.
It was Ice Tray, but we need shooters to match them.
Them Hawks, boy.
You know what you're close to? Close to being swept. That's what a gentleman's sweep is.
Whatever, dude. Next segment.
Okay, let's go to the next segment. I don't want to wear you out here on national TV. I want to save you. Don't want to embarrass the last name Worrell or Dagwood, as they like to say. Let's start with you, Derwin. Seth Curry, $215 million, 4-year, $215 million deal. That's about what, $53.5 million a year. He's still owed like $30 or $40 million on the other deal. So he's got 5 years at like $250 or something like that, $260. He's the only player in NBA history to have two $200 million deals. It's the largest annual salary in the NBA. If I'm not mistaken, he has like 53 and some change. Seth, man, how did he do this to the Warriors out there? You know what it is? That new stadium they got, the Chase Center, man. That's what it is. Back on the West Bank.
I mean, he deserves every penny. I mean, Steph Curry is like the best ambassador for the NBA. I mean, this is a guy, he does everything the right way on and off the court, great family. I mean, who else in the NBA deserves that kind of money? You're not gonna. I mean, he's a guy that when he was drafted, they said he was too small. He's the best shooter in the game, probably the best shooter we've ever seen. So I think he's worth every single dime. Um, Plays in Golden State, that Oakland area. I'm happy for him. That's generational wealth. So his kids ain't got to worry about nothing. But he's well deserved of that money.
Gonna make almost like $450 million. It's just before he's 38. Just in NBA contracts, and know what he's doing with Under Armour as well.
Subway,
Subway, everything. I mean, there's plenty of. And the fact that he gives money back too, gave some money to the golf program at HBC. I believe that was Howard there. So very philanthropic as well. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here with Seth Curry staying with the Warriors? He said he wanted to do that. That meant something to him. He's going to be there at least till he's 38 years of age.
Well, you just said something that says a lot to me. You said by the time he turns 38, and I hate to pocket hustle, but I'm going to pocket hustle and count his money here. You said he was going to get $450 million, right?
Close to 500. Yeah, he's got two $200 million deals. Yep.
Right. Well, when Joe Lacob bought the team, it was for $450 million. They now have the third highest valuation in the NBA, over $4 billion. Wow. A lot of it has to do with that guy. Yep. So with that being said, I'm all about him getting his money. All about him.
He's worth 10% of that. He's worth 10% of that $4 billion. Give him $400 million.
Yeah, but what I'm just saying, that's what he's going to earn. That's what they bought the team for.
Yeah, that's a good investment.
So that investment is going up over 1,000%. So, with that being said, he is worth every single, as Dee was saying, every single cent of that, because he's a big, big part of that. And we have seen guys in the past where they are the ones that play a big part with building buildings. Michael Jordan in the United Center, right? And we saw how that played out. So I'm happy that he actually got broke off and got what he deserved. Probably deserves more.
Hey, can't knock him. That's for sure. Brandon Bill, your thoughts here? Babyface assassin doing his thing.
Hey man, the NBA has got money. That's what I could say. But like everyone said here, man, no one else deserves it. And mainly just Derwin said he might be the best shooter we've ever seen. And
no, he is.
Couldn't agree more, but I think he deserves even more of that. He might be the best player that we've seen over the last, 5-6 years. And he brought this team, almost had them in playoff contention, and he deserves it all.
When you look at this, OG, just the way that he plays gives everyone, some sort of hope out there. All the guys that are, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", and under. Revolutionize the game. There's a lot to love about Steph, right?
No,
or Steph, not and Steph, but Steph.
Without a doubt, I think, what a lot of people forget is early in his career he was injury prone. Like he was on the bench the majority of early in his career. I mean,
those ankles. And remember he signed that deal for like $40-some million. They're like, man, Golden State fleeced him. Yeah.
And what I always credited Golden State for was sticking with him. I mean, it paid off on both sides of the track. I mean, he helped turn the franchise around once he got healthy. And like Brandon said, he was on the verge of getting them back in the playoffs when everybody thought he was washed. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's the one thing about Steph is, mostly everybody in the NBA is looked upon as giants and freaks of nature and everything like that. But Steph looks like your everyday human. Right. Like, I mean, and he gives a lot of kids hope. The way he plays the game. And I think that's why a lot of kids have always, even if they don't play basketball, they like Steph Curry because he's more lifelike. And he's done a phenomenal job in Golden State. I don't see his game changing. And he's my favorite player to watch when the Brooklyn Nets are not playing. So shout out to him for getting his just due. And I think Golden State is constantly making moves that keep them in some type of contention. As long as you got him and Clay in the core of that team together and they build with the young nucleus that they're getting, I think Golden State is going to be around for a minute.
Yeah, nothing but up here for Golden State. Of course, we know how great they were when they won those 3 out of 4, and they went to what 5 straight finals. What was that from 15 through 19, something like that? So yeah, we'll see about Steph Curry. $215 million extension. Holy schmoly! Good for Steph. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We're talking National Football League and a quarterback having some trouble staying on the field. There is Carson Wentz, going to be out 5 to 12 weeks. Could miss the beginning of the season. Could be back beginning of the season. Could miss the first 4, 5, 6 weeks. We don't know. We'll see. Well, he's got the foot injury. We'll talk about that. And we'll tell you how far it goes back. So nothing new here for the Colts, but they are looking for a quarterback. We'll talk about it right here. You're watching Esports Extra, the show that talks spiritual sports, esports, and gaming right here at BNC. Back here on Esports Extra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Everything here. CBS Sports, Madden NFL, NBA 2K League, as we're back here working on a weekend. Brandon Bell, Dory Laurel, Antonio Williams, OG King Kurt here. Guys, let's go from the basketball court, the hardwood, to the gridiron. National Football League. Carson Wentz hurt his foot the other day. Stepping back during training camp, felt something pop. They think it's an injury that goes back to potentially college or even high school. So broke his foot, going to be out 5 to 12 weeks. You do the math on it, 5 weeks, you put him right at the start of the regular season. 12 weeks, you can maybe miss 5, 6 weeks of the season. Guys, does this concern you for Carson Wentz? And look, he's been injury prone. We've seen him injured 2, 3 times in Philly, now injured in Indy, going back to a place where he had his OC at Frank Wright when they had their great run in Philly. He did not win the Super Bowl. That was Nick Foles. Your thoughts here, Brandon Bill. You played in the National Football League. Your thoughts. What do you think when you look at Carson Wentz?
Man, it's a tough break. Very tough break. I think a lot of people were rooting for him, getting a brand new start with Indianapolis. Eagle fans kind of ran him out of town. And I know I was looking forward for him to have a good camp and to show he's, on the up and up. And he's still going to have a great season, good season. But I know that training camp, first year with the team, COVID protocols, you need every rep, I think. So it's going to be hard for him to kind of bounce back from this, I think.
Well, I think they've got Eason there, the former Washington Huskies quarterback there. Derwin, yeah, very unproven. Your thoughts here, Indianapolis, are they in trouble? And what does it say about Carson Wentz that once again, fairly or unfairly, got to shake that injury, label or bug?
Well, he's earned the label. I mean, I root for the guy. I really wanted him to do well. This is a huge setback for him, for the organization. The Colts are a playoff team, and the time for them is now. This is why they had to make this move. They make the move, and now that he's hurt, they got to go to, I think it's Todd Eason, 6'6", 230 quarterback that they picked up in the 4th round in 2020. But for Carson Wentz, this is a big blow. He's who knows when he's going to come back. I think they're thinking maybe week 7. Yeah, it doesn't.
It's a range. That's why it was weird. I've never seen a 7-week range on an injury like that. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to start off slow. He's got to get acclimated with his wide receivers, and this is going to give a green light to Tennessee to kind of try to run away from that division because Jaguars are not ready.
Houston is not going to give you anything?
No, Houston, come on. Houston has problems. And then to top that off, their best offensive lineman, Quentin Nelson, he's hurt.
He just hurt his foot. Yeah. He got hurt this week. Yep.
Yeah, so now you got the running back who's pretty good. And Taylor, he's probably going to see 8 men in the box now until this kid Eason could kind of prove himself. So right now, Frank Wright, and if you're the Colts, you're in big trouble. You just hope that you could tread a little bit of water while Carson Wentz is out. But this is tough, and it's a bad break.
Yeah, bad break. Yeah, no pun intended. Jacob Eason, that is his name, so I was correct on that. The former Washington Huskies quarterback. Antonio Williams, your thoughts here, Carson Wentz. How bad of a break is this for not only Wentz, but for this team that, went to the playoffs last year, pushed the Bills, probably should have won that game on the road against a team that played in the AFC Championship game. A lot of people think are probably one of the top 1 or 2 teams in the AFC. And the Colts were right there with them last year.
Yeah, it's a big injury, especially when you are a player that's coming to a new team and you're trying to establish yourself as a leader on that team. and also given the fact that there's some history that's coming with him. There's some baggage that's coming with him in terms of how he got along with people in the locker room in Philly. What was the leadership sort of qualities? Were they strong? Were they not? All of those things. So when you are coming to a new team, it's a kind of a chance for you to kind of shed that exoskeleton, get on a new team, be a new person, establish yourself as a leader. And then once you hit this, and you all know this better than anybody, once that happens, the train kind of moves without you. So with that being said, this is a very, very tough break. But what you don't want to see as well for the Colts, what you want to see is, you want to see him get on the field. But what you don't want to do is push him on the field when he's not ready. And because he wants to establish himself as a leader, bounce back, establish himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, he may want to try and push it. Sometimes you got to save the player from himself. So really a bad break all around. You don't want to see anybody get hurt, but I think of course you got to be cautious when you're pushing them back on the field.
Oh, gee, can those galloping coats never forget 2014? They got skull-drugged by the Patriots in the Deflategate game, and then they freaking hang a banner in the RCA Dome, not the RCA Dome, but Lucas Oil Field that says AFC Finals. That's the weakest sauce I've ever seen in my life, Brandon Bell. Who the hell hangs up in the AFC Finals when you got beat 45-0? Whatever. OG, your thoughts? I'm sorry, that was. Am I crazy, Brandon? That was pretty weak, though, right? AFC Finals.
I think you're taking it a little more personal, being a Pats guy.
He called me out. He's right, though. He's right.
Well, yeah, it's definitely. That's like UCF saying they were national champs.
Oh, that's good. That's good. OG, you think that when you look at Carson Wentz, you think he's a little maybe hurt too that there's some chatter out there the coach should go after Nick Foles, trade with the Bears and get him.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, to sum it all up, it's just some bad luck. I mean,
it is.
At the end of the day, I mean, like Derwin said, they invested a lot in him to go along with this team, and they have some high hopes in Indianapolis. It's just unfortunate. And then the other thing about it, he's not a mobile quarterback. So when you don't think about too many pocket passers getting hurt, like
he's mobile. No, he's mobile. Be fair. He's mobile. Yeah, he can move. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's athletic. No, he's athletic. He is.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just it's unfortunate, and I hope that he gets back because I had to look up and see who the backup quarterbacks was for Indianapolis, and like I said, it's Jacob Eason and Brett Hundley.
Brett Hundley, who they just brought in from the Packers.
Ooh.
I thought they still had Jacoby.
No, he's gone.
Brissett had to go.
Yeah, Brissett.
So it's gonna
he won games for them though. Go ahead.
Yeah. I like him.
No, I was gonna say it's gonna be tough, but hopefully he can bounce back and they can kind of maintain and stay in the picture if he gets a chance to get back on the field.
Yeah, I think this is his last stand. I want to see him play. I want to see him healthy. I want to see him back on the field and see what he can do with a good team, a good O-line, good receivers, good coaching staff. But right now, like we said, just bad break for Carson Wentz. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue the football discussion. Buffalo Bills. Let's go, Buffalo. Hey, hey, hey. The Bills make me want to shout and move to Texas? Wow. Austin, Texas? Really? Is that what we're talking about? You can't take the Bills down there near Dallas and the Cowboys, really? We'll talk about it. There's a report what the Bills want in Buffalo and why they could potentially be in Austin. Right here, Esports Extra, you're watching on BNC. You're watching Esports Extra right here on BNC. The show that talks traditional sports, esports gaming, culture, and entertainment. Larry Ridley here. CBS Sports, Matt, NFL, NBA 2K League. Got the bros with me, Brandon Bell, Durham Morrell, Antonio Williams, and also OG King Curry. Kids call him Ivan Curtis. We're talking Buffalo Bills. Here's a team. Hasn't won a Super Bowl. Went to 4 straight in the 90s. Back last year. AFC Championship game. Got a crappy stadium. But look, there's some talk that they want $1.5 billion, 1.1 for a new stadium, another $400 million for the hockey arena that the Pagulas own, which is the ownership of the Buffalo Bills. There's some talk that they don't get it. They've already got Austin, Texas, who's very interested. I was like, oh, that's great. Then I start thinking, you don't want to go to Austin and be what, third or fourth fiddle in the state of Texas and be anywhere near the Cowboys? Are you crazy? Like, that is cowboy country right there. We'll start with you, Brandon Bills, actually, since you played in the NFL. What were your thoughts when you heard Austin Bills?
Yeah, it doesn't sound too good, but I'll say this: the football fan in me says you can't do this to the Buffalo, the Buffalo natives up there, upstate New York. They're live diehard Bills fans. They get crazy in those tailgates. But from the business standpoint, we've seen it done before. St. Louis, they pack it up.
Mm.
Don't care what the fans think.
Austin Bills, you like the sound of it?
Absolutely not. And I like Austin. I've been to Austin, Texas. I think Austin, Texas is a beautiful place. But
what is your son's name?
Austin.
Ah!
But there's no way Bills Mafia will riot. There is no way you're taking the Buffalo Bills out of Buffalo. Now, if they had to go anywhere, I could see them going to Toronto before Texas. And I think maybe San Antonio, I wouldn't mind seeing the team, but Jerry Jones is not going to have a team go to San Antonio. I want to say the Cowboys camp is in San Antonio.
Not in Oxnard, but they spent time in San Antonio. You're right.
Right. So I don't see Jerry is going to have to sign off on that anyway. I just don't see that happening.
Hey, Willie, Austin Bills, are you serious? Austin?
Hey, as you all said, money makes the world go round, right? I've been here in Texas for a little over 2 years. Everybody thinks this is an oil state. Guess what goes on in Austin? Tech goes on in Austin. So tech money rules. So if they can make this thing like the Bay, I can see how they would want to go to Austin.
They got to do something. Now, I know that Cuomo, he's got his issues. he wants to keep them in Buffalo. OG, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Brandon and Derwin said. I mean, from a fan perspective, of course, it's hard to see Buffalo leaving with the strong fan base that they have. And on top of that, they've been a competitive team once again. So, I mean, but on the business side of it, I mean, Texas, Buffalo. I mean, it's probably a no-brainer.
Go to Toronto and play on the Argonauts field. It's cheaper.
Play at Rogers Center. That's good stuff, guys. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We're going to get on the ice from the gridiron to the cheat. Evander Kane, disturbing allegations. Girlfriend, actually his wife, making allegations that he not only bet on sports, bet on hockey, bet on his team, through games potentially, trying to profit, has a huge gambling problem. Allegedly, we'll get into it. The story that's rocking the NHL. His teammates actually don't want him back as well. You're watching Esports Extra right here on BNC. Welcome back here to Esports Extra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, all those beautiful things, culture, name it, entertainment. Larry Miller, CBS Sports, Matt Enfield, NBA 2K League, got Brandon Bill, Derwin Morrell, Antonio Williams, OG King Kurt. We'll start with you, A. Willie. We're talking a very serious topic here. Evander Kane, winger with the San Jose Sharks, a brother, African-American, one of the few in the sport of hockey. Allegations this week. His wife saying that he bet on hockey, bet on his own team. There's some allegations about throwing games as well, deep debts and things of that nature. There's reports the Cosmopolitan, he owes them $500,000 bucks out there. His teammates don't want him back. A lot of stuff going on here in the National Hockey League. She mentioned Gary Bettman's name. She's like, commish, basically, your player is doing all this stuff. What are you going to do about it? It was last weekend. I was working at CBS Sports. I was like, whoa, it was a lot to take. Your thoughts here, Antonio Williams. What the hell is going on here with the San Jose Sharks and Evander Kane and his wife? I think she's pregnant, and it might be some other allegations going on too with another woman. Like, what? This is crazy.
These are all the things that, Alex Rodriguez said this before, and I remember him saying this. He said one of the things that when he was playing, he said one of the things that you do, and Brandon can attest to this, you got to simplify your life when you're a professional athlete, when all these things are going on. Your relationships have to be simple. If you're not committed to somebody, you got to tell them up front, hey, we're not committed. It's simple. Not telling you not to have fun, just simplify everything.
How you burn through that much money when you owe people millions of dollars?
This seems like it was cut straight out of a movie. This is crazy. I don't. Like you said, you making that much money, I guess he might really have,
a problem. He has a problem. Yeah.
Which I guess maybe should be addressed first, but as we say, when money's on the table, people are gonna take that seriously.
Daryl, want to get your thoughts on this part of it, which is what does the NHL do? They're investigating right now. This cannot be good. Now, once again, he responded to what his wife said. He said, look, I never bet on any hockey games or San Jose Shark games. He never said he's never bet. So he admitted right there. But a lot of people in the hockey, a lot of players have said, look, we know he gambles. Yeah. I don't think he gambles on hockey or on our team, but we know he gambles. So he's pretty much tacitly, at least, admitted, I gamble. I got an issue. I got a problem.
Well, I think he definitely has a problem. I think where there's smoke, there's fire. He is a known gambler. You know, there's some quotes out there that people have said he gambled. We know he gambles.
Sure.
But they don't think that he gambled on hockey. And in the grand scheme of things, hockey's not a game that's really bet on a lot. People bet on football. They bet on basketball. Some of the bookies in Nevada said they don't know him to gamble on hockey, but they also said that you can find people outside of Nevada to use as a bookie to bet on hockey. But as far as Bettman is concerned, the commissioner, there's a rule, and it's very black and white. You cannot bet on hockey games.
So it's like baseball.
Yeah.
All professional sports.
All professional sports, yeah.
It makes me think of Pete Rose. They're going to investigate this. And if they find that he bet on hockey games, he's gone. I don't know how long, but he's going to be gone. He's going to get suspended, fined. I read that also in January he filed for bankruptcy. So
I know. That's what me and Brandon were talking about. Yeah.
He has a problem. And if he's an addict, he has a serious problem. So this is why I say there's smoke, there's fire. I think this might not turn out well for him.
OJ, the Sharks have been working behind the scenes. They're trying to, ship him out, get rid of him. Teammates don't want him back. I don't know if there are other teams in the hockey league. How can he recover from this? He's got to get out in front of this. They got to squash this story ASAP. Or dare I say, you think his career is going to be over?
His career could be in jeopardy. I mean, no matter how talented you are, nobody's going to want to take on the load of your salary, and let alone extra baggage that comes along with it.
Yeah. On a more real note, he has taken a leave from the Hockey Diversity Alliance, which he's a part of, doing great work with that. I know he did some stuff last year with COVID and also bringing attention to diversity and inclusion in hockey. So we want to applaud Evander Kane for doing that. We just hope that he can get the help that he needs, hope these allegations aren't true, and hope that he can move past this, because that's a very serious issue. It's almost like alcohol. It's almost like any other disease, folks. If that's what he has, if these allegations are brought to be true. So we're praying for Evander Kane, and we'll see what the NHL does during their investigation. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more the esports segment of Esports Extra. We're talking NBA 2K League. OG King Kurt's going to take that away. They're going to be back in the studio down in Texas, playing live for the first time in almost 2 years. And also, the FAA, they want to hire gamers to be air traffic controllers. I think it's great. Fine motor skills, awareness, all that spatial awareness, all that good stuff. Until you see what a gamer looks like, I don't want them controlling my airplane. We'll talk about that. You're watching Esports Extra right here on BNC. We're back here on Esports Extra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Larry Leader, CBS Sports NFL, NBA 2K League. Back here for our final segment. We got the guys back here, Brandon Bill, Durham Morrell, Antonio Williams, OG King Kurt. We'll start with you, Ivan Curtis. Kids call him OG. NBA 2K League, going back to the studio. You guys are live in Texas, the playoffs. I did season 1 back in 2018. First time you guys are back and still in person, OG, for the first time in 2 years. How exciting is this for you and your league?
It's great. I mean, it's what everybody's been looking forward to. I mean, we've been playing remote the last 2 seasons. A lot of rookies haven't had a chance to play in that atmosphere. So it's going to be very interesting to see how a lot of players and teams perform, with fans and everybody being involved. I'm looking forward to it.
Derwin, it was great energy, man. I was there for that first season, man. I think, and it's not hyperbole when they talk about this. I've seen other leagues, League of Legends, Overwatch. When it comes to the NBA 2K League and their studio, say what you want about the game and maybe the league and some other, things that are going along. But just in that studio, it is true energy in there. I give them credit for that. It is a great spectacle there.
anytime you can put a bunch of men together in a room with a game, video game, whether it be Madden, football, whether it be basketball,
And $1 million.
yeah, $1 million. It's a good time, man. It's a good time. It's like a huge man cave for all the guys. So, I mean, I would love to experience that one day. Be able to sit there and just watch guys play basketball. So it seems like a really good time.
Absolutely. Brandon Bell, Antonio, you guys both jump in here, man. Face-to-face, live in-person gaming for the playoffs. I think it's a great time to sort of kick it off.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say, like as Derwin said, I'd love to get down there and experience that energy you're speaking of. You know, I've been in some heated bedrooms, living rooms when the 2K gets a little heated, so I can't imagine that. And like you said, $1 million, that's beautiful. I think it's going to continue to grow and probably get even bigger.
Hey, Willie, I had a couple of hundred people in there, man. We're NBA TV, ESPN. We were on the highlights. Scott Van Pelt showed me and the guys back there a couple of years ago. It was great.
No, it'd be great to see it, to feel that energy because, again, as we know, players tend to perform differently when they are facing their competition and you have that type of energy when it's palpable like that. So for me, I love to see it. It's awesome.
All right, guys, let's go to the FAA. They want the gamers. They believe in, the concentration, spatial awareness, the fast twitch muscles and things of that nature, coordination. My problem is when I just look at gamers, I don't trust them. I don't want one of those little gaming-looking kids controlling airplanes, man, 30,000 feet above the ground. Brandon, am I crazy? I don't trust these kids.
Man. No, I don't think you're crazy at all. They're definitely going to have to vet some of these candidates if it gets to that serious point. But I love the fact that, it's a transitional skill that you can make money on in, corporate America, I guess you'd say.
Sure. Hey, Willie, NBC Sports did a huge piece on it. NBC did. It's called Level Up. That's what they're looking at with the FAA and air traffic controllers. Like I said, they're trying to hire 4,000 to 5,000 of them over the next few years. Hey, Willie.
Yeah, and this is a field, if you follow it, this is a field that's had an issue with retention to begin with.
Absolutely.
Before we got to the pandemic and all those things. And you hear stories about which is not safe, but you hear stories about people that work in air traffic control and they're burned out, they fall asleep, all these things because they're working all these crazy hours. So totally makes sense. And those skills are transferable for sure.
Oh, gee, they made sure to let all these gamers know this is great. You got the skills. Safety is priority number one. This is a serious job, but hey, the skills, they do translate.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you think of hand-eye coordination, like you said, twitch muscles, everything like that. I mean, the pay definitely isn't bad. I mean, it's enough to motivate anybody to want to do the job if they're capable of doing it. I mean, also, when you speak about gamers, in high-pressure situations, if they're competitive gamers, they're kind of used to that. But if they're not, probably not the right candidates that you want controlling anything. So I like the forward thinking. I'll be very intrigued to see how it goes for them.
Yeah, I think you want some high pressure guys like Overwatch guys, League of Legends, 2K League guys, Madden guys that have been on the stage, not some, I guess we'd call him a schmuck that plays in his mom's basement. That's a totally different guy. I'm being facetious out there, but this is cool that they're reaching out to gamers and that connection with the concentrated spatial awareness and also coordination. Guys, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you, Brandon Bill, Doran Morrell, Antonio Williams, OG King Curry. Don't forget, guys, Esports Xtra every Saturday and Sunday right here on BNC, 4 p.m. Eastern. We are the show. We talk traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Guys, let's get out of here. We'll see you next weekend. Actually, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Wait, guys, get out of here. BNC, we love you. Truth.
Hey.
Truth. Yeah. Bye.